Hello everybody out there in Rider Nation. Hope everybody's doing well today. Well, we had our first big frost of the season. Went down to at least -6 last night. Supposed to only last one day, but I don't think my flowers, I covered them up, but I don't think they're even gonna make it. A little too cold, -6. Yeah, I'd like to start off this video talking about my first football hero of my life, George Reed. I was lucky enough to meet him a few times and finally caught him where he was going to be at Hilltop. He was at the Hilltop game. I didn't know he was going to be there, and I saw him up in the administration part of the building there, where you can watch from the south end. And I went up there and chatted with him. I got my partner to bring my jersey out that I had gotten of George Reed, and I said, "How long are you going to be around?" "Oh, I'll wait around," he said. He had other stuff he had to do, but we sat and chatted, and I was lucky enough to get him to sign my jersey. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Yeah, he always had time for the fans. I ran into him at Rider games. I make a point to say hi to him. Yeah, this one hit me a lot harder than a lot of the people that have passed that I've known. I guess just because he was one of my first heroes ever. Sort of brings up your own mortality, I guess. But George, the reason I love George was he had heart, a lot of heart, and he dedicated himself to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He came up here not knowing what to expect and ended up spending his whole life up here in Regina. It shows how much dedication he had to the area and the team. And my condolences go out to the family in this sad time. Yeah, with George, when he ran the ball, he was either him or the other guy's gonna go down. He'd put his head down and hit that hole and make the yardage. Funny, back then you need 2 yards to get the first down, and everybody in the building, everybody on the other team knew they were going to hand it off to George. That didn't seem to matter one bit. George would make the 2 yards, if not more. We're lacking that in today's team. We struggle to even get 1 yard. I've been cheering for the Roughriders for as long as I can remember. In a long time. I can remember my dad telling me stories about him going down to Taylor Field, and they would just stand right on the sidelines of the football field. I didn't believe him. I said, no way. Couldn't do that. And then he showed me pictures, and I saw later some pictures of the same thing. Yeah. People standing right on the side of the field, players right there. That'd have been so cool. You feel like you're right in the game. First time I met George, what I was surprised about was I was expecting to see this giant of a guy. And he's not massive, he's not big. You know, I know he's shrunk a bit over the years, but it was quite a while ago. I just couldn't believe that. I thought he was a lot bigger man. I guess maybe because back then they used to have those gigantic shoulder pads, and Great big leg pads, stuff that I used to wear. But he wasn't as big as I thought he was, and he was a hard runner, and he'd still knock down those big guys. It amazed me, that's for sure. It's George Reed Day tomorrow. The province has declared it, and the team is honoring him before the game, which is so cool. I'm not sure how much it will motivate the team. You know, he was a legend, and I guess it'll all be up to them. But a lot of these guys that are playing now, they weren't even born when he was setting records. But you never know, it might motivate them. They shouldn't need the motivation to win football games like that. You know, it'll be nice if it does motivate them, but players' motivation right now, as far as I'm concerned, is keeping their jobs for next year. If it's not with the Riders, with some other team, get some tape to show them that you're capable of playing good football. Right now, a lot of those players that have been on the last few weeks have been showing some pretty poor tape, and they haven't got a chance of staying on with any team. Again, I'm not going to name games till the end of the season. What else? Oh, Dickinson. His last interview there after the practice, he says he's finally going to be putting in some, might see some new faces, he said. And even if the guy's not injured, he might be sitting on the bench. Yeah, well, I don't know why he doesn't try this stuff earlier. When you see a guy, you know, this has been 8-10 games back already where he said we got to do better and get stronger and learn from our mistakes. Well, a lot of these guys, as far as I'm concerned, didn't learn from the mistakes. They should go sit them on the bench and tell them not to get any slivers in their ass and watch somebody else try to take their job away from them. They probably won't listen good enough and still get slivers in their ass. And they still haven't put the line up for next game. It should have come out sometime today. I heard rumors that Tucker was finally getting some snaps on the O-line. That's the guy I thought would maybe get a starting job till he got injured. And TJ Brunson too. Guess he's taken over. I'm not sure for who. It was rumored Tetz was sitting down. Both Tetz and Larry Dean been struggling as far as I'm concerned. They got to move him closer up the line of scrimmage or something. They got to stop him before 8 yards. And move Moncrief up to linebacker too. Find a different DB. Try some other DBs. Must be somebody else that can play DB back there. They're listing Washington as a sore finger. Well, a finger shouldn't keep you out of playing defensive back. That's for sure. That's a poor excuse if it is. Tape her up, put her in a cast. Knock down the balls. You don't have to catch them. Just cover them good. You don't need a finger to tackle with. But until the lineup comes out, I'll get back to y'all. And Ryder, no. yeah, until the lineup comes back later today, maybe I'll go for another walk or a bike ride or something. It's pretty cool for a bike ride. And get back to who's starting today. It wouldn't hurt my feelings to see a bunch of new faces. Like I said many times, if the guy isn't performing, try somebody else. And that guy ain't performing, try somebody else. You know, you never know what you got until you try them. Anyway, till later. Rest in peace, George. You're my favorite, buddy. And you're up there taking handoffs from Runty Lancaster, another one of my heroes. Anyway, till next time, go Riders, go.